So first, I want to just kind of get you guys' initial reactions about just kind of seeing yourself up on the big screen. Is this you guys' first time ever seeing the episode?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did it kind of feel like, first off, seeing how everything came together, you know, after you had shot and everything, and just kind of seeing yourself on the screen and hearing what you guys had to say? How was it?
I think it was an amazing experience for me. It was not my first time on camera, but it was definitely very unique from the things that I'm used to doing. Most importantly, like I was saying earlier in the interview with Bird TV, you would think that it would be like so easy to make the script about Morgan State because, you know, being here for a long time, but it was actually so hard for me to choose of the many things that I really like about the school. Like, it was really hard to choose from those things. And I believe that they did an amazing job by choosing the cast as well. Representation goes a long way. Representation matters so much. So I feel like I felt very heard, and I feel like if I was a high school student, I would probably, that's what I would like from a university, yeah.
It was dope. I'm not gonna lie, like seeing everything come to fruition, you know, knowing it was a couple days of work, just seeing everything put together with all my peers, you know, being able to, you know, showcase our school and speak of them on that level, and for it to be broadcasted for everybody else to see on Amazon Prime is just a beautiful situation. I'm just grateful to be a part of it, you know. And that's pretty much all.
I absolutely agree as well. Being able to reflect on my own story of coming to college and then being able to listen to everyone else's as well. You have so many different perspectives. And then you see, like, you know, from people that were planning on going to college to people that weren't planning on going to college, or even in HBCU, you know, I feel like it speaks to every high school student's, you know, perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to touch someone, you know, or many students in the perspective that they're in currently. So yeah, I definitely feel as though I think, like Marilla said, that, you know, they feel heard and seen in us.
Definitely. It was amazing. That's like the best way I could put it. You know, just learning so much, not just from your peers. Like Marilla said, you know, representation really does matter. Like, this is something that we're gonna stick with for the rest of our lives. So like, when the next season come out for any HBCU, we can really say we was the original one of the original HBCUs that was actually featured for the Amazon College Tour. So I'm just eternally grateful and just blessed to be a part of this band. It's like, yeah, part of National Treasure. So
I'll definitely say that going to a HBCU, I just definitely wanted the family feel. So I definitely felt that, along with, you know, the production team definitely making me feel comfortable behind the camera, because it was my first time being, like, you know, behind the camera on TV. So I feel like it was definitely important to be able to put a minority community amongst the majority, and to be able to be on this type of platform and, you know, just showcase, you know, all the different opportunities that we've been able to come in touch with, and just me in my position, not ever imagining an opportunity like this or being able to be put in a position like this. So also letting, you know, younger kids or people who want to go to Morgan, that opportunities like this, plus more, is more than available for them, and they can very well be in the same position as us.
I definitely agree. Just seeing how the whole process went, like from going to a couple months to all seeing it like break down in like a good 3 or 4 minutes, and then just the episode in whole being 30 minutes. It was just so beautiful. Like, y'all ate that up. And it's like, I just feel like the fact that like it showcased all of our different lives, but all underneath one roof is just so beautiful. And I just really hope that it inspires young high school students who are still like choosing whether or not they want to go to college. They see one of our stories and they're like, oh, like, I do this, or I want to major in that, and then like it's so great that we were able to inspire the youth to come and showcase our HBCU, because it is the only national treasure.
But yeah, I agree with all my peers. This was really insightful. Because let me tell you, I'm stuck in Murphy all the time. I only know the arts, that's all I know. But when I was watching, I'm just over here thinking, I'm like, wow, I'm amongst the generation of people who are making change. I see everybody there was some of my peers, y'all were protesting and everything, and I feel that's definitely important because we don't really talk about how many Black people or people, especially from HBCUs, how they impact their communities around you and how you actually help develop the world and try to make a difference. And I feel like that's so important that we actually get to witness that in real time, not only not as older people, but as we are right now, like as young as we are, we're making a difference now and trying to change the world. And I feel like that's so important to see. And I'm so happy we were put on the platform to at least uplift and showcase what we got.
So let's kind of back it up a little bit to when you guys first heard about the opportunity. So what was the submission process like? Did you guys have to kind of submit a video? And what first came to mind when you heard that you had to submit the video? Like what did the video kind of entail?
So like for me, it came through an email. I saw the email and I was like, really, Amazon Prime? So I got like 2-3 minutes, I read the directions, and I immediately just recorded myself telling them everything I was doing. And like you saw in the video, just high energy. Like I told myself, there's gotta be something that gotta separate yourself from everybody, like submitting a video. So like, what are you gonna do differently? So I said, the only thing, or the best thing I was great at, my energy. So I was like, let me pour that in there. Let me also pour like my excitement, my feelings, and just how eager I really want to be like a part of it. And thank to be God, like I was actually a part of it. So that's what it came to in the email.
So for me, when I got the email, like Randy said, actually no, someone sent it to me. Someone sent the post to me before I saw the email and said, oh, you should do this. And I was like, and I actually said, I'm gonna pray about it first. And let me see, let me see if I feel like I should, you know what I'm saying? So, I prayed about it, and then I went into, and I felt like, I felt like I should share my story because, like I said in this show, I was not planning on going to college at all, and I was really on track to go straight into the military. But that where that came from was that I didn't believe that I was smart enough to come, you know what I'm saying, to go to college, and then on top of that, I didn't believe I would be able to have the finances and stuff like that. And the only reason I applied to college was because my college counselor told me, just try, like just see if you'll get in. And that's where I saw that like I can do this and that I am good enough to do it. And so like, definitely, like I said, I prayed about it, and then in the making my video, that was one thing that I really wanted to share, like how I went from like not believing that I could to doing so much more than I ever thought and could ever think or imagine. And so like Randy was saying, I definitely wanted to stand out because I knew a lot of people would try to do it, so I didn't submit my video until like 4 a.m. on the day that it was due. I stayed up all night, like editing on Canva, putting all my pictures, videos, all that kind of stuff. I really put my heart and soul into it. And then when the selection process was happening, I continued praying about it, and I was just like, God, I really want to be able to share my story, and I wanted to be able to inspire other people. And I thought that I wasn't selected. I was like, dang, it's been 2 weeks, man. I was like, well, I guess, Lord, it just wasn't for me. And then, later on, when I got an email saying that, congratulations and so on. And I was like, Lord, I guess you had it in your plan. So I'm just really happy that, God allowed me and all of us to be able to share our stories. But yeah, that's how it went for me.
Well, for me, it was sent to me as well, and I feel like my approach was a little more, I just wanted to be authentic and like my feelings towards Morgan. And so, what I said kind of reflected on that in my videos and things of that nature, because Morgan, it left a big impact on me. And it's kind of changing my whole route in life. And I really appreciate it, and it was kind of hard to like kind of dilute it into the 2-minute video. And the worst part was submitting it. I had to condense the video at least 1,000,000 times, compress it to even get it submitted, and it was an issue for me. But I made sure it got through because I wanted to get my word out there. I wanted people to know how much I appreciate my school and everything that it's done for me, and how much I want other people to have the same experience that I had.
Well, for me, I feel like just seeing that the college tour was being offered and would be at Morgan kind of touched home for me, because in my experiences in wanting to seek schools, I didn't apply to any schools. And, you know, I waited pretty last minute, and my mom, she was saying, like, you know, the closest HBCU to home, you know, you should just try and apply. And, you know, I really wasn't trying to hear her, because I never heard anything about Morgan, and I feel like that's what really stuck with me when I saw the college tour, because I never saw a picture of Morgan. I've never been to Baltimore. Like, I've never seen anything community-wise. Like, I didn't know anything how college was supposed to go, except for, like, YouTube videos and parties and things. But for the most part, I feel like for the process, as soon as I saw it, it was kind of like you said, immediately. Like, I just uploaded a video and it just came naturally, like, about my experience and how unique I felt like Morgan was to me, because it was honestly like a second chance. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people feel like they don't really have opportunities or chances, but Morgan is really one of those places that you have ample resources, opportunities, and most of all, a community, a support system, because a lot of people who come here don't have that either. So I felt like that was a good part of the process. And like you said, waiting, and I was like, oh, they probably picked other people, like, you know, that was cool. But like you said, I prayed about it really hard, and I was telling God, like, you know, really want to share, like, how unique this experience is for me. So that was definitely number one for me.
I definitely agree with like the whole waiting and like, oh, maybe they didn't pick me. Because when I got the email, at first I thought it was just like an Amazon like coupon or something like that. I didn't really read the whole thing. But then I looked at it, and I think I had somebody had screenshotted it and sent it to a group chat that I was in, an eBoard group chat, and they were like, is anybody going to do this? And so when I looked at it, I was like, man, I just got that same email. So I looked at it and I was like, you know, because I actually do advocate for Morgan. I go to schools and mentor and everything. I literally just went yesterday to a school in Montgomery County to talk about how great Morgan is. And I was telling them about the premiere today, and I just realized, like, it kind of hit me when I was telling them. I was like, it really comes out tomorrow. Like, we were all filming in June, July, like this whole process. So when I was submitting my video, just like Mark was talking about, I had to condense it so many times because it's just so much you could say about Morgan. And I feel like every day as we're walking campus, we don't really realize it until we get the chance to brag about how great our HBCU is. And it's like, when I was sitting here talking to the students, I was like, yeah, you know, I do this, that, and the third. And I'm realizing like half of my accomplishments were opportunities that I received through my Morgan email and that Morgan blessed me with. And so just like you all, like, I submitted my video, I prayed, I was like, look, if you give me that chance, I will get on there and I will tell you just how great Morgan is. And it's just so great to see how everything really just came to fruition, because, like, I don't know about you all, but like, my family is actually Morgan alum. So it's like seeing the whole progression, and I was literally just talking with my lovely grandma about how much the campus has changed. She was talking about this building wasn't even here, like, back in the 70s and whatnot. And she was like, you guys don't know how good you have it. And I'm sitting here like, we really don't realize all the time how many opportunities we get from Morgan. So yeah, it was definitely a great process, and I'm definitely blessed that we all got a chance to share our stories. It was great.
I think for me, the application process, I definitely knew what I wanted to talk about. As soon as I saw the email and ignored it, y'all. So I was in Vermont at the time doing this language program to learn Portuguese in 7 weeks. And it was a very immersive program, and I was not even allowed to speak English the whole time that I was there. So I was trying to avoid everything else from the outside. And I was like, you know, I'm going to focus on my, you know, my education that I'm getting right now. And I ignored the email. I ignored Dr. Wilson's email. Then my friends started sending it to me on Instagram. I'm like, okay, y'all, maybe this is God telling me to do it. I applied. I was also a bit anxious. I didn't do too much with the video editing process or nothing. I just got in front of the camera. They didn't submit it. And I knew that my main goal submitting the video and being part of the episode was that I wanted to be that reflection that I didn't see in high school. I was not even aware, like I said in the video, that that I could achieve a higher education as an undocumented person in the state of Maryland. And if I would have had the chance to see somebody talking about it like that, my life would have changed by a lot. And still, I thank God about the journey in which, I had to immerse myself to be able to get here, but it would have been much easier if I would have had somebody tell me about it. And I feel like that's what I wanted to portray, and that's why I wanted, to do it.
For me, I agree with everybody, especially about Morgan being a second chance. I originally did not want to go to Morgan because I wanted to go to an art school, but the main problem I found, especially for going out of state, is tuition. A lot of those schools were expensive. The one I got into, especially that I wanted to go, it was $82K a year. Child, no scholarship can cover that. No student loans can cover that. That is debt. And so I was like frustrated, but my family, they've been to Morgan State. So being able to at least know a school, especially in-state, is something that can also provide me scholarships to even go here. I was granted a choir scholarship, and let me tell you, it helped pay it off a lot. The in-state tuition being only $8K a year, $8K compared to $82K. That's a difference. And so, not to mention, my entire resume that was listed up there, that's a byproduct of being at Morgan. I got into modeling my freshman year. I auditioned, because I saw, so there was a club fair, the organization fair, and so Fashion at Morgan, they had a table. They were like, you should audition. I was like, okay, I'll try it. I learned so many things. It taught me how to build my confidence, not only my posture, but my walk. And there were so many insights, especially about how to break into the industry. And I feel like that helped me out a lot. There's so many things I wouldn't have been able to do. Even the Morgan State Choir, Morgan State Musical Theater, the Morgan State Choir travels everywhere. They do tours every single summer outside the country. They did a West Africa tour to like 16 countries. And before that, they've done tours in Europe, in Ecuador, Peru, the Galapagos Islands, and so many more. There's so many opportunities afforded here at Morgan that I've been trying to at least take advantage of. And because I've been able to do so here, I've really got it ahead. And I see that for a lot of you guys as well. And I feel like if I hadn't been here, especially because a lot of PWIs won't afford the same opportunities to their Black students. And so to be able to get all of this here, it's actually extraordinary. And that audition process, I agree with y'all. I was a little bit waiting till the last minute. And it's bad because I'm like, I just came from a whole audition process for theater. And you're like, okay, I gotta set up my camera this way. Is the lighting good? Did I do my makeup? Did I get my hair done? Okay, let me hope I don't look rough. And I'm a soft-spoken person, so I have to make sure I'm projecting. Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me back there? But yeah, so it's a process, and I was so thankful to at least be able to show my side, especially for the performing arts and arts in general, because I feel like there's so many things we don't talk about, and to be able to be a part of a group of people where we're talking and telling our stories, like these lived experiences and how it's so similar but also so different, but it comes together. I feel like that's amazing, because overall, and I just feel so grateful to be a part of this. Y'all all amazing out here.
Well, so all of us are kind of really well into our college careers by now. So let's kind of take a little trip down memory lane and let's reflect. So how would you guys compare yourselves and your Morgan journey from your freshman year to where you are sitting right here, right now?
Can I start?
Go ahead.
How can I, you said go down memory lane, so I basically like how my freshman year to how I am now?
Yes, how have you evolved and how has your Morgan experience shaped you?
Man, when I first came to Morgan State University, and it was August 10th, 2021 when I first came to campus. It was crazy. I was at O'Connell Hall my freshman year. So that was an experience. And then Morgan really shaped me mentally because, I came to college, I came to the CASA program, so I know this is we have to start immediately. And then like Michael said, like, you know, being on the choir, that also being part of my freshman year, learning songs, learning how to discipline myself, but also just learning time management. You know, like when I really reflect going down memory lane from where I am now, I came to Morgan, I told myself I'm gonna be a normal student, I'm just gonna go to class, go to choir practice, get something to eat at Rawlings, then go to O'Connell and call it a day. And 2 weeks later, I was my freshman class vice president. It just happened. They told me to apply. I didn't even know the application. They put my name down. Technically plagiarism, but that's okay. And then we just carried it on because I did take the picture, you know, submitted it and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, I'm very grateful for where I came from because I really came in really thinking like very, not to say closed-minded, but I just really came just like, I'm just gonna do the normal. I'm gonna do the normal, I'm gonna get my degree, I'm gonna get out. That did not happen. So like I really just changed my way, like mentally, physically, emotionally, just being like a better person of myself and just also just being compassionate, think about others. Like, you know, just being like the only person for me, I just had to focus on me and I'm good. No, you really gotta think about you, who you're dealing with, the people that's around you, and also how they also reflect your decision making and what you do within your own decisions. And that is just something I'm very grateful for coming here at Morgan State. So.
Agree with you as well. When I was a freshman, oh my gosh, like even just before I even stepped foot on campus, because Morgan wasn't my first choice, even though with all the history it wasn't. I wanted to go to a school down south and play basketball, but like as soon as I stepped on campus, once I got over the whole, I don't want to be here, like it was like I started getting into campus life because I was actually really shy. Like I didn't talk much. I was in Harper Tubman. I was just in my room. Like if I left my room, I was going to the lobby. Like I wasn't going anywhere for real until like I started engaging with my peers, and then I started realizing like going to the REFAC and then going to the student center and just having these everyday interactions with my peers. Like somebody will walk by and say, "Oh, I like your jacket," and then boom, like y'all are friends, y'all hanging out. Next week going to basketball games and whatnot. So it was like once I started actually using all of the resources that Morgan had, getting involved in organizations. I was in ABC, the modeling, and it was like that really got me into modeling for real, because like people say stuff, but it's like when you actually do it, you're like, okay, maybe I can actually see myself doing this. And so it's like when you see how you were a freshman year, sometimes it's like a big change. Some people stay the same, but like for me, I definitely feel like it was a big change because like I was definitely not this outspoken, didn't take advantage of any of my opportunities for real, and it's like now we're on TV and like I'm on e-boards for my organizations and stuff, and like people on campus know me by so many different names because I'm just in so many different stuff. It's like kind of surreal to see, and it's like I was saying before about like not knowing how far you came until like you get a chance to brag about it, and it's just like it's so great.
I think I agree with both of you guys when you say that you didn't know that you were going to be this involved on campus. I definitely knew that I wanted to. I just didn't know what route to take. And I feel like what helped me the most was also my freshman year, actually like a month from being on campus. I got connected to this immigrant rights organization that told me, you know what, like we're going to have a march in DC and I want you to bring like 8 students or whatever. And I was like, girl, 8 is my friend group right now. I can bring more than that. And they were like, yeah, okay, so we're gonna give you like a little, like, you know, a mini bus, like just fill it whatever you can. We ended up taking 4 full buses of the students to Washington, D.C. And I think that shaped the whole perspective that I had of my college experience. First of all, seeing how many students were capable of supporting a cause such as immigration, which is not even talked about in Black communities. And from then on, that helped me a lot by building the platform that I wanted when I came to introduce the problem to President Wilson. 3 years later, or actually 2.5 years later, we already had a scholarship for undocumented students. So that was amazing. And that was my main purpose. Also, since I'm very community oriented, inside of my department, I wanted to diversify the global journalism department, because again, it's global journalism. So it will make more sense. I funded a segment for WEAA in Spanish called Cara a Cara con Morelis Urbano. And then the year after, we had Morgan Global News, which is active right now. And I think that mainly I think about my mom all the time when I do these things, because at the end of the day we have American citizens, regardless of immigration status, they reside in America, that don't speak English, and I feel like it's important for us to recognize them. So.